Sweating my nuts off in the sunny kingdom.
Way so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I do hope you're doing well. I do genuinely, wholeheartedly do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea news. Chelsea reportedly have made an offer for Federico Chiesa, and Osimhen deal back on finally. After all this Romano talk about him not being included in the Lukaku deal, we all thought it would happen. Daddy Conte at Napoli. Lukaku wanting to stay in Italy, and he burnt his bridges with every other friggin' Italian club. It was coming. Guys, I'm sweating my gonads off. You could probably see it on camera. Not my gonads, fortunately, because I don't want to get demonetized. Save that for OnlyYans. I have to keep my fan on. I don't know if you can hear it. Hopefully it's not being picked up on the mic and making the content not as good, because that would make me sad. That would. Welcome back. we are going to get into it today. I'm going to give my thoughts on both of these attackers. Just this morning, we were talking about Chelsea want a winger. Chelsea want a striker. Well, high profile. People might not be open to both or either, really. But these are high profile guys. They really are. Chiesa and Osimhen. Big wages. Not necessarily the young profiles that we usually go for, but we're going to talk about it today, guys. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for supporting the content, as always. I love you very much. Every member of the GOAT gang, OGs, will know that watch my videos. Thank you so much. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Let's get into it. Let's start off with Chiesa. Now, he is at times. A lot of people have this perception of Chiesa that he's this really sick player. Obviously, he was awesome for Fiorentina and Italy. He was great when they won the Euros against England, and he scores big goals and big moments and looks like he's the guy for the moment, right? And therefore, he's like he's kind of giving like Paulo Dybala vibes. Do you know what I mean? In that sense, like never really popping off that much with numbers, but looking like these moments of immense quality in big games. But you need the stuff in between. Do you know what I mean? And Chiesa has like kind of disappointed at Juve, right? He kind of has. Let's just check out his age profile and his contract on Transfermarkt, just for context. I think we've probably spoken about this before. Of course, he is a predominantly left winger. He can play on the right side as well as striker, so he fits the, you know, the versatility, positional versatility vibe. He's 26. So he's in his prime, but he's not a child. That will be alluring to many Chelsea fans. I mean, Mudrik's 23 now. Like, you know, it's not that much. You know, Sterling's 29. He should still be in his prime. So in terms of winger age, I don't know, man. His highest market value was 70 million euros, and that was like a couple of years into Juve. His contract expires actually in a year's time. So he's got 12 months left on his deal, which might, even to Transfermarkt, are putting him at 35 million euros. And usually, players cost a little bit more than the valuation of Transfermarkt because sometimes they might not want to sell. So he might be, what, a 40 million euro player? Pulling it out of my derriere, guys. But, you know, significant, not nothing, but not very, very expensive at the same time. 26-year-old, he is a right footer. Apparently, we've been looking for a right footer again. And yeah, I don't know, man. His injury record is pretty horrifying. I'm just looking like he has 51 appearances for Italy and has only scored 7 goals. That's not great. So here's the story. Yeah, I mean, his goal return isn't great. I mean, it's pretty strong, but it's not amazing. It's not like the kind of, I don't know. Because when you buy a player with not an amazing goal return, you're buying, you know, a Noni Madueke, who hasn't really done anything in terms of goals at the highest level, but he's young, and you could see, right, we've got something here. This could be something. A 26-year-old high-profile Chiesa, for me, isn't necessarily the one. So this story is coming from a guy called Romeo Agresti. He is the direttore editoriale he's a journalist in Italy covering Juventus. And he says there is some news. He said unconfirmed at the moment, but that hasn't stopped it spreading around like wildfire around the media. And of course, this series, Chelsea News, is me reacting to media. Of course, I'm not a source. I'm a commentary channel. Very important that I assert that to you so I don't catch heat. Because I'm catching enough heat in this sweaty little office as it is. So about a potential offer from Chelsea for Chiesa. Chiesa's agent, has been in England, and there's been reports that Chelsea have made an offer, I guess, to Chiesa, maybe contract, and would have to speak to Juve. I imagine Juve would sell, personally. I feel like, I think Motta, I don't know how Thiago Motta, the new manager, how interested he is on Chiesa. But, yeah, people in the response, posting Kvaratskhelia of Napoli. Although if we're trying to get someone out of Napoli, it's probably going to be Osimhen. Keep your powder dry. We're about to talk about that. Yeah. I mean, he is a bit like, look, would I be excited if we signed Chiesa? I mean, his wages would be high. His injury record is worrying. So, red flags all over the gaff, especially as a Chelsea fan. Both of those things sort of give me PTSD, both those elements. But I think I would be excited because he's a name, isn't he? Like, there's all these people complaining about Chelsea's sporting directors not going in for the big names. The big names could flop, bro. We've got profound experience with big names not providing and the smaller names. So, you're saying a big name, a proven name, because you think it's just guaranteed, money, fam, but it's not. But saying that, Chiesa is a name, and you will get that little dopamine hit in your brain, like, oh yeah, it's Chiesa in a Chelsea shirt, 26-year-old Chiesa, and it is a little bit like tutto bene, football heritage, you know what I mean? Like, he comes from like a footballing family as well, doesn't he? Like, there is a little bit of that. Do you know what I mean? A little bit of that, like. It'll be exciting. You get friggin' Peter Drury and people on the Sky Sports coverage going, here's the man. It would be exciting. Again, he hasn't scored loads of big goals, but we know him from these moments. We know him from moments, these comments, and they'll be like, he's playing for Chelsea now. And they would be like, ooh. And, it wouldn't be just some kid like, oh, he's opened his account for Chelsea. It would be like, the man who's come to Chelsea, Chiesa, wins it for the blue. It's that kind of theatre. Am I talking sense? I hope I am. Let's move on. Let me know what you think about Fede Chiesa. Do you call him Fede? It's Fede Valverde. Is it Fede Chiesa or is it Federico? Chiesa. Let me know what you think about him in the comments, and let's talk about Osimhen. Sipped my drink. Right, so this is coming from Ed Aarons on the very reputable platform that is The Guardian. Snowflakes. Satire, joking. Napoli open to Osimhen deal with Chelsea in push to land Lukaku. Off the bat, before we dive into this, I'm sure they're open to anyone. To reiterate, Conte's gone to Napoli, to Naples, to try and win the Scudetto. He knows Kvaratskhelia is vetoed. He knows Osimhen's going. Osimhen wants to go. There's an agreement. He's gone. He's going. It's fine. Conte's planning without Osimhen. Conte loves Romelu Lukaku. He's already made kissy faces towards Rom in the media, talking about how he's a better, amazing player and you'd rather want him on your side than against you, and this, that, and the other. So a deal is there to be done. Of course, off the bat, and before we dive into this intel, Osimhen wants big wages, probably bigger than we would offer. Would he take a reduction in terms of his options being reduced? Peut-être, maybe. And with Napoli lower their asking price, is he the one? Like, is he the guy? Like, Osimhen he's not been the biggest allure lately since they won the Scudetto. Obviously, there's reasons. He didn't have the best season at Napoli. Napoli had a crap season. He didn't score that many goals. He didn't have a good AFCON. He had the controversy with the social media stuff with Napoli. And injuries as well. So maybe it was a bum season and it was just a one-off, but I don't know, Napoli are open to including Romelu Lukaku in discussions with Chelsea over Victor Osimhen, with the City A side keen to wrap up a move for the Belgian striker. They really want Lulu. Lukaku is due to return to Chelsea. Yeah, so this is the thing that I was going to react to earlier. He's back. He is coming back to Chelsea to train, Lukaku, which made me a bit like, I just thought he wouldn't even go near the gaff, like, to train. Obviously, they want to keep him fit as a sellable asset or whatever, and he wants to stay fit, and you might as well train at Chelsea. But I just thought he'd be like, guys, make it happen. We've got a gentleman's agreement. I'm massively low on my wage demands, so there could be a buyer. We're all agreed. Let's just get this done. I ain't coming back. And we'd probably be like, yeah, right, don't come back. That's what I thought. But bro's coming back. Is he going to like training with Kepa? Jeez. So he's due back at Cobham this week, having spent 2 seasons on loan at Inter and Roma, respectively. It's understood that the 31-year-old will train alongside the squad members who have not travelled to the United States. Oh, including Trevoh Chalobah, who has been made available for transfer. Of course, Trevoh, massive story at the moment. Lots of people are upset about it. Lots of people are indifferent about it. He is training with the... So, yeah. And actually, Lukaku and Trevoh Chalobah have a good relationship, so that's nice for them, I suppose. Lukaku has 2 years left on his contract remaining after re-signing for a club record at the time, of course, £97.5 million in 2021, and has reportedly already agreed a 3-year deal with Napoli. However, Chelsea are believed to be holding out for about £30 million. Bloody hell, that's gone down, isn't it? Well, like 40 million quid or euros. It's going down. Yeah, 30 million quid. Defo. It's Lukaku still. He's still, top goal scorer in the Euros qualifier campaign. Still scores you goals. He's guaranteed goals in Italy. He's high profile. He'll sell shirts. I mean, will he sell shirts in Italy? Does he still have fans out there? But like, do you know what I mean? And remain in negotiations with Napoli for him. But they must sell Osimhen to fund moves in the market. It seems obvious, guys. Right? The solution here. Well, it depends how realistic this is. So Lukaku, we've read that part. PSG have remained or have been considered the front runners to sign the Nigerian striker, but talks with Napoli are believed to have stalled. Ooh, wonder why. PSG should have banked after saving £200 million a year on letting Mbappe go. But then again, he is suing them for not paying his wages, so maybe financial complications there. Napoli's president, Aurelio De Laurentiis, has set the release clause of about £110 million sterling for Osimhen, who's been training separately from the rest of Conte's squad and is yet to feature in their pre-season games. He's going, bro. Like, he's going. Chelsea have a long-standing interest in the 25-year-old after he helped Napoli end their 33-year wait to become Italian champions, of course, back in 2023. Club sources have previously indicated they would not be willing to pay his release clause. Yeah, no, especially after last season. No one's paying 110 million quid for Osimhen. Like, you're dreaming, man. I know De Laurentiis is going to be a really tough negotiator, but come on, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, be real here, my man. Yeah, club sources have previously indicated, people aren't willing to pay his release clause, but the opportunity to offload Lukaku from their wage bill could potentially help finance a move for Osimhen. Yeah. Also, we are not giving Osimhen Lukaku's £340 million a week wages. I'm sorry. Chelsea are close to, of course, agreeing the deal for... Well, we're going to go back on Osimhen just a moment, just to finish off. It's just confirmation of the £20 million deal for the Villarreal goalkeeper Philip Jorgensen, the 22-year-old whose arrival cast doubts, of course, over the future of Georgi Petrovic, and he's due to complete his medical to join the Chelsea tour. So he will go out to America, to join Chelsea for the tour and probably try, because the goalkeeping position is so important for Enzo Maresca. If he is going to be number one, he needs to get out there quick and have some serious conversations with Maresca, the goalkeeping staff, and learning that role if he's going to be the one, if he's going to be the guy. Of course, Aaron Alcimino's completed and he's gone back to Boca Juniors on loan. Chalobah captained Chelsea's development squad side in a friendly against Boreham Wood on Saturday, a few hours before Enzo Maresca's sides were thumped by Celtic in Indiana. The 25-year-old was shocked by his omission of the tour. It's understood he's got interest from the Premier League and abroad, as he should. Yeah, look, we've spoken to Trevoh. We haven't spoken to Trevoh. We've spoken about Trevoh. I feel bad for him, but look, we can't keep going over and over and over. We'll see what happens with that. The goalkeeper's interesting. All right, Osimhen. Again, it will be exciting. Of course, it will be exciting in a transfer window where our high-profile signing has been Kiernan Dewsbury Hall from the Championship. Yes. I'm not one for like, I don't want this sort of silly football manager FIFA signings, you know, destroying our wage bill for like high profile egos that aren't going to perform. Like, I dig it, but we need a bit, right? Osimhen will certainly fit the bill. He would bring the hype that Lukaku brought. Lukaku did bring a hype. Osimhen would bring that. He'd sell shirts. He's a proper number 9. He'll start for Chelsea. You know, like, the thing is, right, because, like, you know, Maresca's still, like, banked on Vardy, and I don't know, if he'll want a proper striker. Jackson's a proper striker. I know he's a recently converted winger, but he'll look at Jackson as a player he can deploy wide as well. If you offered Enzo Maresca a bread and butter number 9 in Osimhen, I think he'd take it. And he is that. I've said this before. I've gone on record here on the channel a few times in previous videos. I think Osimhen is a proper centre-forward striker. Like, he's he'll win aerial duels, and yeah, he'll be combative. He's not massive, but he occupies centre-backs well. He's strong, but he can move. He can dance. Do you know what I mean? He can move around the box. And he's 26, he's 25, 26. He's in his prime. He can score goals, you know. I mean, we haven't seen it in like the last year, which is worrying. But this guy is, in theory, a bagsman. I am got so much PTSD from Chelsea signing guaranteed goal scorers for so long now that I'm never gonna hang my hat on anyone. But it would be exciting. Look. And if Chelsea signed him, they'd wheel out the picture of him as a kid with a Chelsea shirt on, like they did with, like, you know, Wesley Fofana, like they did with Moises Caicedo. It's just, they'll do that, like, oh, he's proper, you know, Chelsea's coming home. And obviously they'll champion of Italy and all this kind of stuff. Like, it would be good optics. The optics would be good. It would be fun. It would be exciting. It would be, you know, impressions and clicks and social media excitement. And yeah, another great African player at Chelsea, you know, it's all good. And these are my ifs, these are my conditions, it's just not dumb wages. If we pay a lot of money on this transfer fee, fine, Chelsea, I'm assuming Chelsea have got it and they can do it without getting in trouble. Fine, you want to spend all that money on him, fine. But spend money on buying him, don't give him like crazy base wages. At most, I think I said it earlier in this morning's video, give him like the Lukaku, bloody Luke, traumatised by Lukaku. Give him the Nkunku, like 190k a week, like, okay, you're a high profile player, here's like a realistic bag. If you score over 20 Premier League goals, you make all this extra money. If you win the league, you make all this extra money. Incentivised contract. And like, he'll like come in, because he said yes to PSG, obviously, like, you know, I think he speaks French, doesn't he? He was at Lille. So if he, yeah, I get it. PSG chance inverted commas of winning the Champions League. You'll win trophies in France, massive stadium. You know, as much as people take the mick out of PSG for being a new plastic club, they've got a very hardcore fan base and ultras and whatever. Yeah, big move. And he said yes to them. He would have got paid loads of wages, but something's happened with the transfer. So it's Saudi. He's got loads of interest in Saudi, but he's young, you know. And Chelsea, Drogba as his idol. It always comes back to Drogba being people's idols. You know, Drogba is his idol at AFCON. Drogba was like giving him hugs, getting in his ear, like, come Chelsea, come Chelsea. So we'll see what happens. He does feel like a Chelsea striker, doesn't he? He does, doesn't he? He does. Let me know what you think. Comment down below. Yes to Osimhen, no to Osimhen. Yes to Chiesa, no to Chiesa. I guess if you had to choose one, 98% would say Osimhen. Let me know what you think. Thank you for joining me. Keep it locked to Football Therapy, and I'll see you back here soon, hopefully. Peace.